Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today I'm going to show you the We Are Memory Keepers punch board. I bought it, I thought it was super duper cool, and I thought that you guys would love it. I wanted to try a few things with it, and I will be honest with you, I've used this once on the 3 different things I'm going to show you. So I don't want you to think that I've used this a bazillion times, even though bazillion may not be a real word, I'm not sure, but I think I should maybe make sure it is or check Webster's. At any rate, I do want to check, or do want to let you know that this is a super duper cool tool, but it does have its limitations, unfortunately. So I do want to show you what I try to do and what I was thinking that I would like to do with it, and maybe you would like to do with it too. So I did get this at one of the big box stores. Good news, 40% off coupons are my friend. So I wanted to let you know that that did work. So I was pretty excited about that. And it's kind of neat. It has the tab punch and it also has the trimmer for you. I will tell you that for this, the tab punch works. I will show you how it works on the different materials that I used. For this, it doesn't work for everything, so I will show you that too. So with that, let's get started. Most of you guys will probably want to do something like that, which is just a regular, tab for, it's cardstock, nothing too fancy, not a fancy material or anything like that. That's pretty simple. It works pretty well. And this right here is what I thought would be cool, like an acetate type thing. You might want to put something in your planner, make something really neat like that. And if you don't know, I really like to recycle my packaging, and this is packaging from a die that I kept. So you can always color it or do different cool things with it. If you don't know how to do that, check out my videos on my YouTube channel. And make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and, of course, to our blog/email, because if you are, every week we give away something. So make sure you check it out. If you're subscribed to both, and I check every week, then you can win. And you just need to make sure you check back so that you can send me your info if you're a winner, and we're all set. So our website is www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com or www.acjwm.com. Either one works, and they all land at the same place, so that's the fun part. So we have this here, of course, like I said. I'll explain to you how that worked and that I didn't care for it much. It worked-ish. How's that? Now, we all know how I, like I said, like to recycle my materials. This is a cereal box, so this is awesome. I love the way it worked on this, and I will show you that as well. So first, let's go with the easy stuff. And we're going to do something like this. Now, the cool thing about this is you can put a tab on anything from up to size 12 inches. So that's really neat. I'm really excited about that. And that's a pretty awesome thing, especially for scrapbookers that may want to make like family albums, or if you have multiple kids, you could put a tab in between. That's a really cool thing. So I was pretty excited about that. So that would work with this cardstock. This is relatively flimsy cardstock, but when I use the cereal box, I really like the way that worked, which is a little bit thicker, kind of like, again, we have to wait for it. We should just we should try to figure out at what time in my videos that I can't think, because oftentimes it's pretty early. And then I try to get rolling again. At any rate, the chipboard that you would use is about this. It's a relatively thin one, but it works really well, and I like the way it worked with that. I like the way it worked with the cardstock as well, although this is relatively flimsy cardstock. So I figured if I showed you this right here and how it worked with this cereal box, that it would give you a better idea than cardstock, because usually cardstock is like 60-pound weight or maybe 110. This is even thicker than that, so that'll help you with your decision on whether or not you like it and whether or not it will help you. I know that you guys all have possible access or your own electronic cutting devices. I totally agree with that. Totally get it. Love them. Have them myself. Think they're fantastic. But I really thought this would be a fun thing for not only if you're going to a crop and you want to try to make something that's specific to whatever you're doing, or you could also create something for if you're doing like a recipe album or things like that. There's a lot of options that you could really do with this, so it's pretty cool. So let me get started here. This part over here is the punch for the tab, and over here is the trimming part. So it's like a 2-part machine, if you will. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this here. Now I have, the way it works is, let me see if I can show you a little bit closer. You can see where there's markings right here, and it says, you know, like 6, 8, whatever. That's inches for your paper. So if you wanted to put it in the middle and you have a 6-inch paper, that's what you would do. You would line it up to that. So that's what we're going to show you how to do. This is probably 8.5, so I'm going to go by, let's just do, I think I'm just going to do 9. It may not be exactly in the middle. That's okay. It works. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to punch this right here. And it works pretty easy on the cardstock, the thinner cardstock. And then what you're supposed to do is you flip it over, and then you line this up right here. And how you line it up is you decide whether or not you want a small, medium, or large tab. Now can you see that? Let's see if we got that good visual for you here. Okay, right there. There, that's good. You see that? So that's the different options. You have a small, medium, or large tab. So I think for this purpose, we're going to do a small one so you can see what the small one looks like. Okay? So we're just going to line it up to the small right there, and we'll just scoot it right in up there, and then we're going to push this again and punch it. Okay. Now, I don't necessarily need both hands for this, doing this light paper, but I will say that I really needed to basically stand up to use it for the acetate, and probably also the chipboard too. So if you have a hard time with your hands, you'll probably want to stand up and do that, and use your palm so you don't hurt your fingers or anything like that, okay? So that's the small punch right there. I'm sorry, that's the small tab right there. So now we're going to flip this little cutie around. Now I'm relatively savvy. I'm not super duper awesome at everything, but I have a pretty good idea as how things work. For some reason, this was giving me a hard time. So I'm going to show you how to use this in case you do get it. So we have this little thing right here. This is where the blade is, and this is the little, I guess you'd call it like a guide. Okay, let me give you a little close up there. Okay. So I, for some reason, and I think it's just because I wasn't thinking properly, I was trying to put this guide on the outside and put the blade on the inside. It was just a mess. So basically this little round guide right here just slips right in here, simply. You'd think I'd figure that out since it's round and this is round and all that stuff. They made it pretty user-friendly, but today I guess wasn't my user-friendly day. It is what it is. So we're just going to load this cutie right in there. Actually, before I load it, I'm going to show you here that it's got a really cute little place to keep it. I thought that was really neat. So that way you protect yourself. There's not a place for the blade to come out, so you don't have to worry about getting hurt. It does not poke out. It's covered, so that's great. And this would be fun to use with your kids, as long as obviously you watch them and make sure they don't get hurt with the little blade. But I think it'd be really a fun little project to do. Now, as you can see, we're going to line this tab up right here. And it lines up perfectly with this line here, which is your track to cut your paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put it down. And like I said, the round part goes on this side. So you just want to put the blade in like this. And you're going to line it up and make sure that it's right where you want it. You don't want to be cutting your tab. You want it in between, so the part where the paper is that you want to cut off. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to slide it simply like that. Pretty easy, huh? See how that worked? And I thought that worked really well. I'll show you how that looks so you can see it close up. Now I'm just going to stick it right back in there, and I'm going to make sure I have enough space to cut the other side. I'm going to make sure that the blade is right in between this area so I don't cut my tab at all. So we're good there, and then we're just going to slide it like so. Now it is important that you make sure that this is butted up against the edge right here, or else you will not cut it properly and it won't have the nice straight line, like so. So you have this like this, and I think it looks great. Looks pretty neat, huh? Again, I've just used this once. There may be a little bit of user error here. There's like a little fray here. But I think all in all, I think it looks great. And I think it'd be awesome for scrapbooks. That really is one of the reasons why I got so encouraged. to buy this is because I thought, oh gosh, wouldn't it be neat if I did like a family album of 2017 and I could do a tab for my son Christian, a tab for my son Austin, a tab for my son, my husband's gonna love that one, a tab for my husband John, and a tab for myself. So that'd be really neat if we did that, or like our accomplishments for that year or whatever the case is. So I thought that'd be kind of a neat thing to do in a scrapbook. So that's why I wanted to show you this. I was pretty excited. So that's paper. I'd say cardstock, but like I said, I think this is maybe 60 pound. It's pretty flimsy. It's not super, super thick. So just know that it cut it pretty well. So now we're going to move on to, whoops. We're going to move on to our Raisin Bran paper. Wouldn't it be funny if they had their own paper? Wouldn't surprise me. There's so many other kinds. I remember way back in the day when they didn't have as many cool, different types of paper, and like Lego paper. I made my own. I actually cut rectangles and hand drew circles. I swear I did, not a lie. I'll have to show you that page someday. And now they have like 3D embossed paper. That's really awesome. Well, I just can't bring myself to do it again because I worked so hard on the first one. But I guess that's part of the creativity and part of the gift to the people that you give those beautiful scrapbooks to. So now what we have here is, like I said, we have this chipboard is what I call it, although it's really a cereal box. So you can see that I made this tab right here. Well, I'm going to make one just over on this side, okay? And I'm going to do a medium one. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to, what we have here is the size. Like if you want to just go right up to the edge and you don't want to go in the middle or whatever, they have this awesome guide right here. This is the guide you want to put in, okay? So you make sure you put it in, and here it says side tabs, and here it says corner rounder. So if you want to just have a corner rounder so it's right at the edge, it gives you both of those options. That's pretty cool. So you know what? Instead of doing a side tab, I'm going to do the corner rounded one. I think that'll be perfect to show you how this little dowel works. Whoops, if I can put this little piece in. If it'll let me. If it'll let me. Do I have it backwards? Of course I do. Why wouldn't I have it backwards? So there's different ways to put this in, so you know. So make sure if it doesn't work one way, let's figure that out. We'll do it the other, right? So that's what I did there. This almost reminds me of the game Mastermind with the little pegs. I don't know. I loved that game. So what we're going to do is we're just going to slide this right up to the edge, butt it up, and we're just going to push down. Now, for some reason, I really don't know why, besides my nose is really itching right now. Sorry about that. For some reason, when I do this punch on this side, it's like a piece of cake. It's like butter practically. But when I flip it over, for some reason, it's not as easy. And I don't know why. That's one thing that's a little bit odd to me. So what we're going to do here, you know how some people just want an edge right there and then they'll do this here? So that actually works out perfect. See how that would be a nice finished, here I'll turn it over this way so you can see it too. See how that would be a perfect finished tab. So you could do a little corner round here, and you have this right here. I think it looks great. Pretty cool. So we do that. Showed you how to work that. Now I'm going to show you how to do the medium tab. See, I psyched you out there. I was just kidding before, huh? So now we're going to do the side tab, if I can put it in the right way. Okay. So now we're going to just push this right like this. Okay. And then we're going to pull this out and put it away because you don't want to lose that for sure. Now we're going to decide, do we want a small, medium, or large? I think we're going to go with a medium this time. So we're just going to push hard. And like I said, you can tell how that was a little bit more difficult. Sometimes you might want to stand up and do it, but for purposes of demonstration, I'm just sitting down, so I used both hands to do that, okay? So that way, if you're doing it like this, you know, both hands, you can make sure that you push it down. So that is what it looks like once it's already been punched. We're going to turn this little cutie around. We're going to pull out our blade, and we're going to line it up to that line like I said before. So we're going to line it up. We're going to put it all the way up there. And what I'm doing here is, there's this whole track right here for you to be able to cut. So instead of doing it in pieces, I'm lining it up so this end will end already cut. So I don't do one part and then do another part, okay? So you want to make sure that, again, that it's lined up all the way and butted up here. We're going to put the round part right in that side, and the blade goes on that side, and we're just going to cut it across. Okay. Oh, did not go all the way around. That's good to know. So I would have had to move it even more. So right here where this cuts, where this track ends, it doesn't actually cut there. So you want to actually make sure that it lines up to here, not here, because it doesn't cut all the way through. Good lesson. So let's do this again. Just slide this little guy in here all the way. Okay, that's better. And then there's a little bit of fuzzies, pieces, but it looks pretty good, I think. You see that? Now, remember I did the rounded part on this one right here. So you can have that edge, or you can have that edge, which is just a straight edge. It's totally your preference, whatever you prefer. Now this is the fun part. I really liked this, and I really didn't like this all at the same time. So I'm going to show you here. This is actually, let me do this. This might be easier for you to see. This here, we use the acetate, okay? I loved how it punched on this side. I don't care for how it punched on this side, and I definitely did not like trimming with it. So I'm going to show you that, okay? It's really a cool tool though, so I'm going to try to figure this out, and if I figure out any answers to that, I will definitely let you know. Again, this is the first time I just opened the box, so I wanted to show you the real deal. So if I figure out something, I will add it to this post, or I'll do another post. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to simply line this up right here. And if you want to do, and it comes with great directions. I'll show you those. Where are they? They're hiding. Comes with great directions on whether you want a left side tab, right tab, or center. Gives you all the information in different languages, which is awesome. And it gives you some tips and tricks, etc., etc. So it's really neat. It's got a lot of really cool ideas. I'm just showing you the basics. And I know that We Are, excuse me, I know We Are Memories has phenomenal tutorials and stuff, so make sure you check out their website as well. But let me show you what this looks like here, okay? So we've got this little side tab part right here, so that keeps it from going anywhere else. And we're just going to punch this, okay? Okay, now I used both hands because for this material it's a little bit thicker, so you probably need both hands for that. Now this is where I didn't like it, and I'm not sure, maybe it was because it was the first time I did it, so hopefully it will give me a better result. This cut, let me put this up here so you can see it better. This cut I thought fantastically. I really loved the way this cut. I loved the way it looks, and I thought it looked really great. Let's see what it does on this side. So now we're just going to put it over here, and let's see. I'm going to do a large one so you can see how large it is. So we're just going to put this right here, and I'm making sure it's butted up all the way, and I'm sorry for this. That's what I mean. It's really strange that it doesn't want to punch as easy as it does for the first one, and I apologize for the wiggle too, but we wanted it to happen. So the good news is it cut much better this time than the other time, and I'll show you the difference between the two. Now, if you see any dots and stuff, that's just from me for the reused part. It's just got some scratches and stuff. That's just because it's a reused material, not because the machine itself did any marks. But I'll show you here where it did make marks. You see that right there? When I did it last time, when I did it the first time, it made that mark. So I'm not sure why that was. So maybe I had it lined up incorrectly. So that's good news. I'm glad that that worked out okay. So now we have this. Okay, it does not cut very well with this trimmer. It really doesn't. I can use my own personal trimmer, but I'm going to try it with this anyway because I want to show you what I mean. And hopefully it was user error the first time and it works great. That's what I'm hoping for. I love the tool. I wouldn't show it to you if I didn't think it was cool, and I wouldn't show it to you if I didn't think it was worth it. And especially with the 40% off coupon, how could it not be worth it? And sometimes you can get 50 or 60% off coupons. And right now, I'm not sure which big box store it is. It could be the HL one, it could be the M or the J one, I'm not sure. But one of them I think has 60% off punches. So if you go check those out, that'd be the time to get this, if they have it in stock. So we're gonna try this one. Let's hope it works. We're gonna hold it down because it's a pretty thick material. Yeah, it's not really working very well. It doesn't really like it, no. Not even going to try it anymore because I don't want to ruin my blade. So it did cut it, as you can see here. but it definitely didn't like it. Let me put this up here. It didn't like it, and it didn't really cut very well that way. As you can see, it just kind of did that and then kind of stopped. I may be able to do it better standing up, so I'm going to try to do that right now, but I'm not sure that that's really going to help. I would suggest you use just a regular trimmer after you use this if you're using acetate. That's what I would suggest you do. Let's see here. Just start it like this. Yeah, it's not doing it. So I'm not going to take a chance, but I am going to get my other trimmer. So give me a little second, because I wasn't planning on doing this part, but I'm going to just for you, if I can find my cute little trimmer. And I cannot, because it likes to hide on me. And usually it's my children that take it. So I'm going to show you here that you'll just use, if you use any of like the Fiskars trimmers or whatever kind of trimmers, they will work for this. It will trim it. That's what I use on my own. That's how I got it to be this shape anyway. So I do like it for punching out the tabs for the acetate or acrylic or whatever clear packaging you use. But I don't think it's a good idea for you to use the trimmer part of it because it really doesn't work very well for that. So that we know. The good news is we have some really awesome tabs right here. And I know that you will absolutely love it if you get this fantastic machine. I just trimmed this off with scissors just so it had a little bit better of a cut. And I do hope that you check it out. If this is something that sounds like it'd be fun to you, by all means, check it out. Make sure that you get it. I have 0, and I mean 0, 0, 0, 0. Oh, and this is where the tabs end up, underneath. Isn't that cool? So you just pick it up, and that's where all the parts go, so you can just scoot it off and throw it in your garbage. So I have no affiliation with you, We Are Memory Keepers. I only show you stuff that I like, that I personally have. I do not get paid by anybody. If for some reason I did get paid by somebody in the future, I will let you know, and it will be on my blog, and I will let you know in the video, but I do not get paid by them. I just really like a lot of their products, and I think they're pretty cool. But the good news is our giveaway this week is fantastic alphabet set. There it is, number 2. 2 fantastic alphabet stamp sets. Now, how perfect would these be for you to make your own tabs, right? See, I was thinking this time, and I want to show you something really funny. So when I created the stamp set, some people have thought this was an error. It was actually on purpose, because I was so excited about making these emojis. I thought they were really cool that I was like, oh my gosh. And so I did 2 of them because I had a little bit of space there, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to make 2 of them because I think sometimes we have those moments where we really need 2 because that's what says it all. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this fantastic product. It has its ups and it has a few downs, but I really do love it and I'm really happy with it. So I hope that you check it out. If you have any more information about it, maybe you have one yourself and you've been using it and you really love the way that it works, and maybe I'm doing something wrong, by all means, let me know. I'll be happy to share with my fantastic crafty friends. And I really do hope that you have a fantastic day. And thank you so much for going on a creative journey with Melissa. Couldn't do it without you. Make sure you check out our website at www.acreativejourneywithmelissa.com or www.acjwm.com. And make sure you sign up for both our YouTube channel and for our blog/email list. We only send out once a week just to let you know when the blog post is posted, and maybe once in a while when we have a super duper sale. That's it. We don't like spam any more than you do. We all have things to do. So make sure you sign up, because if you do and you're a winner and you make sure you read it and you let me know what your address is, I'm sending you out a prize. Pretty cool, huh? Not too hard. So make sure you have a fantastic day, and thank you again so much for going on a creative journey with Melissa. Bye.